Hey, all Chris Mestry cleaning windows of the Far Coast. So I've been asked by a subscriber to do a video about um, losing customers, etc. And the sort of mindset behind what happens if you lose customers. And a lot of people think that when you lose customers, it can be the very beginning of a snowball effect of other customers leaving you, etc., finding other people to do the work, etc., and all that sort of good stuff. I don't think that way, not anymore at least. So when I very first started, yeah, if a couple of customers or a particularly big customer left my business, came off the rotor, if you like, then I'd be a bit nervous. I would sort of almost feel like I'm taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And it can be very easy to sort of get sucked into that sort of spiral where you're thinking, "Oh my god, I can't really afford to lose anymore," and all this sort of stuff. That's a real thing for some people, and for a long time that was me as well. To be fair, I think there's no shame in admitting it. You can get to the point where you're thinking, you're looking at your business in terms of how much money's coming in versus how much money's going out, etc., and all this, and you can very quickly find yourself, at your wit's end, worrying about sort of your customer sheet, dwindling, etc. So this particular customer of mine today, it wasn't really today. It was sort of midway through December, and there was that, I've texted the customer the night before, as I always do, etc. I've been cleaning this lady's windows for 5 years now. It's been a long while, to be honest with you. She was one of the first customers that came onto my list, and I was quite fortunate. It was quite a big house, so it was a nice little ticket, to be honest with you. And this customer, for some unknown reason, just got it into her head that she could rearrange my rota for me, which was nice of her. And I texted the customer the night before. She's turned around and says, "Oh no, not today. Come next week." And I said, "Well, we run a 4-weekly rota, and we, etc., and all this sort of stuff." She said, "Well, all the same, come next week." So, customary is the fashion for me. If someone spoke to me like that in real life, I would take the attitude, sod this for a game of soldiers. I'm off ski, not a drama, and you can do them yourself. Do the windows yourself, not interested. I'm not going to get into a bun fight. I'm not going to get into a screaming match with a customer, because at the end of the day, that just, all that does is raises your blood pressure, makes you look like the bad guy. And then, it's just counterproductive. It's pointless. So I just, see you later, mate. I'm off. I'm done. Wash my hands of you. And that was that. That was about a month ago. And then I got a snotogram came through via text message. "Do you plan on coming back to clean our windows? Blah blah," and all this sort of stuff. And proper. You can almost sense the attitude. I mean, it's very hard to sort of gauge people's demeanor, people's attitude in a text message. But in the context of me knowing this person, knowing what she's like, knowing that she's a bit up herself, you know what I mean? She's a bit sort of, her husband is very well to do, runs a really successful large business in Blackpool, etc. They live in a very nice, sizable house, etc. Very prominent sort of background, if you like, very sort of, affluent, if you like. And wants it just so. And that we were doing their windows for £35 a month. And so, and having that customer for so long, you almost, for a split second, think, well, actually, that's a customer I've had for years, etc. and you know it's good money for what it is for window cleaning, etc. And it'd be a shame to let that go. But as I've been very consistent, as I've said in the past, and as I'll continue to say to anyone that will listen, no one has the right to speak to you like that. No one has the right to treat you like a doormat. And I don't care how much money's in your bank. I don't care what car your husband drives. I don't care what size business you run. I don't care how many holidays you have per year, you know, or how many air miles you have on your credit card. If I cut you, you will bleed the same colour as me. You are no better than me. You are no worse than me. It's just the amount of zeros in your bank account. Okay, that's it, you know. And I will treat people how they choose to treat me. And that's the best way to do it, I think. You know, if it doesn't really matter how many zeros you've got in your bank account, if you treat me like a knob, you know, then I'll think you're a knob. You know, I won't give you special treatment. So months gone by, etc., and this snotogram comes through. Are you going to come back and clean our windows? Or should I seek other people? You know, and I basically said, well, you know, I replied very politely. I just said, you know, if you wish to continue having your windows cleaned on a 4-weekly basis, you know, irrespective of weather, as long as safety is permitted, on our terms, in terms of, you know, how often we come round, on a 4-weekly basis, etc. I'm paraphrasing slightly, but if you accept our T's and C's, then yeah, absolutely, we'll come back and clean your windows, not a problem. But if you want an ad hoc service that you've been having these past 3 months, then, you know, and it's subject to fine weather and subject to your conditions, then I'm going to have to reevaluate the price. And I just said, feel free to seek another service. Because I know full well there are houses that we do that are half the size for 25 quid. So if you do the maths, really, I could do, for the amount of time it takes me to do that one house, I could do 2 houses at 25 quid and make 40 or 50 quid. You know, just because, you know, you are who you are doesn't entitle you to anything. You don't get special treatment. No one does. Not in my book anyway. So, but yeah, don't no customer, no matter how much they pay you, no customer is worth keeping if they treat you like a doormat. Because a knock-on effect of this can be, and I've learnt this to my cost as well, a knock-on effect of this can be that if you allow one person to treat you like a doormat, that's annoying. But then other people see how you're treated, and they treat you like a doormat. And then other people see that you're treated like a doormat, and then they'll treat you like a doormat, and it just becomes a self-perpetuating, never-ending cycle of you being trodden on. And indirectly, that's your fault. Because you're allowing one person to get away with it. In my book, the way I see it, is that as soon as someone treats me disrespectfully, without cause, I stamp it out. I won't tolerate that. I won't kick off. I'm not interested. But I would just be like, right, no worries. Feel free to seek another, you know, suggest you find yourself another window cleaner, etc. Not a problem. Have a nice day. And walk away. Saying no, walking away, taking control of your business and the way you do things is liberating. Because when other people, you know, if other people see you being treated like a doormat, they will think that they can get away with treating you like a doormat. And conversely, on the other side of the coin, if people see that you won't let other people walk all over you, they won't try it themselves. And that will reflect on how you carry yourself, the confidence that you show, and all this sort of stuff. When I go and give a quote and stuff, I am completely emotionless about, you know, how much that quote is. I will simply look at the job that's in front of me, see what that entails in my head, draw a mental picture and say, right, well, part there, access there, X, Y, and Z, all that sort of stuff, and, you know, a breakdown of list in my head. And I'll go, that job is X amount of pounds, no problem. And then I will completely unemotionally tell the customer or tell the person who's asked for that quote how much it is. Completely emotionless. I don't go, oh, well, you know, or well, you know, oof. And I just go, yeah, that'll be, you know, X amount of pound, that'll be £20, that'll be £15, that'll be, you know, £30, X, Y, and Z, you know, it is what it is. You know, shall I book you in? And that's that. Because if the minute you turn around and you allow emotions to creep in, you know, when you allow, you know, other people to view you as a doormat, you know, then people will start treating you like a doormat. So, food for thought, peeps. I've got 2 more jobs to get done today. And then I'm going to make like a shepherd. All the very best, peeps. Keep on keeping on.